My name is Dracula. I want to be your friend. Please join with me so I can tell you what things are about in my life. I try to be a gentleman. The problem is there are very few gentlemen left in this world. If you read the papers in the morning, you can go crazy. If you watch the television these days, you can go crazy faster. The problem is that there's very little left for guys like me to have faith in. I know I have a bad habit. It's a habit, I know. They all can't be perfect, you know. I do blood sucking. But if you listen to the consultants, to the presidential people, they do their own form of it, you know. I want to be your friend. I want you to join with me, hold my hand, and say, you understand. Come closer, closer. I want to be close with you. I want you to know I am interested in taking a little bite, but that doesn't make the great difference how we face life. We all have our imperfections. The program is titled Dracula and Friends. In studio with me is Henry Kissinger, a statesman. I like to welcome him to Dracula. I feel the situation that we have in this country, we have to understand. Now, I have talked with Henry and told him it's hard to understand him. He has come to this country years and years ago, and he still has an accent. It's very hard to understand you, Henry. Well, I think the situation that we have to face, what we have to do. I told Henry Elmer Bombeck said that if you missed the first few words of Henry Kissinger, it's all over. Henry is well-intentioned. He's a good man. Talks about a lot of things. And if you're not asleep by the time 5 minutes go up, you're exceptional. He put me to sleep. Henry, why don't you use a voice that people can understand? Well, I think that's the problem. I have in studio with me Bond, James Bond, 007. Welcome to Dracula and Friends, Mr. Bond. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Drac, why do you fly at night? Well, I have a thing. I like to fly by myself. In a sense, by the seat of my pants. It saves fuel, and you know the price of gas is high, and everything else. That's a very reasonable answer, Drac. Do you mind if I call you Drac? Well, no. I've been called many things in my lifetime, and Drac is a nice nickname. There are some people who call me Drek. Drek? Yes. What does that mean? Oh, it's a Turkish expression. It means it's all not there. Oh. Why do you persist in being yourself, if I may ask? There are certain things in life you have to be aware of. The fact that you can still be yourself if you maintain your individuality. If I may say so, Drac, you've changed your tune and your tone. Yes, I have taken lessons on how to use my voice and not have the accent. Well, why have you done that? Because I want people to be my friend. And the voice I use, for some reason, scares them. So what you're saying is that you are a reasonable person and you're willing to change. Well, haven't you, Mr. Bond? Haven't you changed? Oh yes, we all change, don't we? 007 has to change in the times and so forth. 007, Bond. I like being who I am. Are you happy being who you are? Yes and no, but I have to say to myself, maybe I am not old there. I've been around for a long while. The rent at the castle was too high, I had to leave. But the women still love me for who I am. And precisely who are you, if I may ask? I'm just getting on with my life. I try to be more of myself than I was. I try to deal with my life as other people do. Dracula, are you really the person that is made out to be? I'm asking. I'm not saying yes or no. Are you the person that people know you as, a bloodsucker? Yes, I was, but I've grown up. We all have to move on, you know. Come close. I want to tell you. Yes, closer, closer, Mr. Bond. Yes, I want you to be my friend, and I'll take a little bite. Well, not with me, you don't. No, no, not with me. Dracula, do you like Dr. Ruth's? Yes, she sounds like Henry. You understand Dr. Ruth? No, no. I don't understand a lot of people. I try to, but I don't. So I just try to understand myself. Dr. Ruth is a sex therapist, isn't she? If I may mention that. Dr. Ruth is a very interesting person, isn't she? Yes, she's as interesting as Henry Kissinger and the others I have known. Who else have you known? You titled the program Drac as Drac and Friends, Dracula. Well, women love, if I may say so, I'm very envious of them. Charles Boyer. All these years I wanted to hold you in my arms and tell you how much I love you. Is that the voice that you want? It's a very interesting voice, Mr. Bond. The ladies went gaga over it, and they would hold hands with him. And you? Oh, they have a thing about me. They think I'm a dirty old man. Are you a dirty old man? No. I'm just older. So you've accepted yourself? Yes, yes. There's nothing else to do but accept oneself. You seem very philosophical about yourself, Dracula. Yes, you have to be. If you're not, how can you get on with life? You laugh? Yes, you have to laugh in life. It's the saving grace, you know. Who else do you envy, or do you envy anybody? Yes, I envy some people. Ronald Coleman. I visited him years ago. I took a little bite. What did he sound like? Darling, darling, darling. Is that what he sounded like? Oh, yes. And the ladies loved him. Do you want to be loved, Dracula? Yes, I want to be loved. I'm very human in that respect, you know. Yes, aren't we all? There's much to talk about, isn't there? Yes, if you have a moment to talk. I want you to come closer and be my friend. I want to hold your hand. I don't mean any harm. I have a bad rep. You know, if you read the newspapers, you see one side of the person, and then you read the other side of the person, and you find out the person is not that person. Well, of course, you have to be realistic, Dracula. That's the way things are in life. Reality is not very, very appealing, you know. I understand. And if you get along with people, you have to go along with them and understand that they have their own way of doing things. Yes, I understand. What do you think of the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz? Oh, I liked her. You know, I took a little bite years ago, and she was very, very kind. Does her laugh turn you on? Oh, yes. A very, very wonderful laugh. Wonderful? Oh, yes. Different, you know. Different. Did the laugh get to you? No. No. What did you think of her laugh? Oh. It gave me a sense of being somebody I want to know. Did she want to know you? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She was a very genteel person. The laugh was not the person. How so? I don't know. She had a bad laugh. A bad laugh? People were frightened by her. And they were frightened by me. It's a bad rep, you know. Are there any people that I'm trying to understand, Drac and his friends, that turn you off or turn you on? Well, Woody Allen, he turns you on or he turns you off. He does both. Why is that? Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I don't. He has that sound that he's uncertain about where he's going and what he's doing. Is that true about you? Oh, no. I know where I am and what I am doing. I want to be your friend. You keep saying that, but if I may ask, what are the credentials that you have to be my friend? Oh, do I have to have credentials? Oh, yeah, in this world you have to have credentials. You know a lot of people make up their credentials. Yeah, I understand that. They apply for jobs, and they say they have this and that. Yes, of course, don't we all? And they don't have this and that. Yes, I know that. So why does that disturb you, if I may ask? Oh, it doesn't disturb me. I just want to be straight with you and tell you who I am, and my credentials are not perfect, but I get by, you know. Are you changing your appearance for some reason or other? I understand that you are being handled by some PR people. Oh, yes. Today, you have to be handled by somebody. Everybody is handled. Even the people who say they are not handled are handled. That's true. Are you handled? Oh, yes. James Bond, 007, of course we're handled too. We have great PR, and public loves us. And are you really 007. Oh yeah, I'm 007. Bond, James Bond. Why? Well, you never know who is what in this world, do you? No, you don't. It's a simple problem that appearance is everything, perception is everything, isn't it? Dracula. Oh yes, that's what it is. Who else are you inviting into the meeting today, if I may ask? Well, I've asked you to join with me, and I've joined with you. So, Drac, do you feel comfortable being here in public? Yes and no, because it's very difficult to be more than just a name. When I was growing up, it was very difficult, you know. I grew up poor. You know, everybody seems to say that today. Everybody grew up poor, if I might say so. Yes, well, that's public relations, you know. You say that because it makes everybody feel at one with you. And I want to be your friend. I want you to know I care who you are and what you do. Your laugh is very charming, you know. Oh, yes, yes. I developed that over the years, like the Wicked Witch. Do you like Dr. Ruth? Oh, yes, yes. You take a little bite, she's very friendly, and she becomes at one with you. That's very interesting that you say that. Do you think people really care about who you are and what you're about, Dracula? No. No, I fly by myself at night, and I do my own thing. I'm into blood these days. I work at a medical center, and I then moonlight at night. You still do? Oh, yes. It's a bad habit. It's hard to break. And you're still into blood. Oh, yes. People are into drugs, alcohol, this and that, all kinds of things. I'm still into blood. Blood is the essence of life. Dracula, what is it that you might want to tell us about your life that you haven't told anybody before? Well, I'm a good person. Is that all you want to tell us? You're a good person? Could you explain what you really mean by that? No, I feel that I'm a good person. I understand what goes on in life, why people do what they do and don't do. And they're interesting. They're very interesting. Is Henry Kissinger one of your close friends that we don't know about? No, not very close. He's very hard to understand, but if you get close to him, you can touch him. Touch him? Oh, yes. Touch him. Most people in this world you can't touch. I don't understand what you mean by you can't touch him and you can't touch people. Well, they keep a distance, you know. Yes, they do. They all have their little sphere of influence, and I have mine, and they have theirs, and life goes on, and we never meet, really, unless by accident, or they come to the castle. The castle. Ah, the castle. I once had the castle. The rent was too high. And so what happened? I had to fly on. I like that. You fly by yourself, and you say you save gas and all of that. But how do you do that? Well, you learn to do it. Because if you're Dracula, you have to fly on. People say they always move on, get on with their life. Is that an expression that turns you off? No, it's an expression that says what they are and what they're about and who they are. And I accept that. Are you still wearing the cape that you used to wear? No. No, we've gone modern. We are going to franchise who I am because there's a chance for us to do blood in the malls. We can take blood. Take blood? That's very interesting. You want to take blood? Oh, yes. Everybody takes blood these days, but they don't call it blood sucking. They just do it. That's an interesting conversational piece, isn't it? Yes, so is James Bond. And Bond is interesting too. Mr. Bond, are you a happy man? I believe so. Why would you ask a question like that? I'm trying to be a happy man. I want to go modern. Well, why don't you sound like Henry Kissinger? Well, because if I talk like this and so forth, then you can't understand me. Do you really believe Henry can't be understood? Oh, I believe it. I think he's a wonderful person. But as Irma Bombeck has said, I know her personally, you know. Dracula, you know, everybody in Hollywood knows everybody else, they say, even if they don't know them. You know that. Oh, of course, that's the way things are. So you know all these people that you talk about intimately? Oh, of course. Everybody knows everybody in Hollywood. Even those who don't know each other, they know each other. Is Dr. Ruth as knowledgeable, if I may ask, as she says she is about sexual things? I don't know. I wouldn't want to be there. It's what is called with the voice, it's called a turnoff. Well, I would just presume that's asexual and that it would help her to be who she is. Wouldn't that be true? Yes, but there comes a point where you want to say to yourself, enough. Dracula, here's a chance for you to tell us who you really are in today's modern terms and modern times. Do you have the moment to do that? Yes. I have tried to change my accent. I have gone to a school and they have tried to give me a new voice. And what's the voice they've given you? They want me to talk like this. They want me to talk up here so I become part of the population. Are you serious with me? Oh yes, yes, yes. They believe the voice I use this way is a turnoff. Oh, in fact, I like to sound like you, Mr. Bond. Bond, James Bond, 007. Oh, you can do me. You can do me, can you? Oh, yes, I can do you, Mr. Bond. I can do you. I know who you are. The ladies love you, even more so than Charles Boyer and Ronald Colman and all of those. Well, have you been given a choice of voices that you can play, if I may ask? They want me to sound like Peter Lorre. Oh, no, doctor, not the long way. Yes, the long way. You sound like Boris Karloff, if I may say. Not anybody else. Yes, I love Boris Karloff and Arsenic and Olays, the long way. And Peter Lorre, you like to sound like Peter Lorre? Well, they give me a choice. I want to sound like normal people sound. And how do they sound? Oh, some sound off the wall, some sound very interesting. There's all different types of voices I'd like to do. And if you do all these voices, Dracula, would that make your day? Yes, in a sense it would make my day. It would give me the feeling that I can be at one with everybody else and change my tune. Change your tune, that's very interesting. The expression that you use, change your tune. What do you mean by that? Well, I want to be just like other people. I want to be accepted. I want to be friendly. I want to be accepted for who I am. And you don't believe you're accepted for who you are because of your voice? No. The reputation that people have made of me. And what is that? I don't understand that precisely. I'm not the person they think I am. You're not who? I am a very, very warm-hearted person, but it doesn't show. How could you say that? You're into the blood-sucking game for years, if I may say so. Yes, well, aren't we all, in one sense or another? Yes, I guess you're right. Yes. What's your advice, if I may ask, about getting on with life? Oh, you just get on with life. You just do what you want to do and don't care about what anybody else does, and you make a go of it. Have you made a go of it, if I may ask, Mr. Dracula? You can call me Drac. Yes, okay, Drac. Have you made a go of it, if I may ask? I think I have, but times change, and I want to move on with my life. Of course, we all want to move on with our life and get on with our life, don't we? Yes, Mr. Bond. Yes, Mr. Bond. But you get on with your life. Is it satisfactory? Well, it is getting more satisfactory as I grow older. As you grow older, you have never aged, if I may say so. No, that's true. I found the secret of life. And precisely what is that, if I may ask, Dracula? It's being true to yourself. And you are true to yourself? Oh, yes. I have been true to myself, but it's very difficult to be true to yourself in our lifetime. Do you believe that Henry Kissinger is true to himself? Oh, of course. And Dr. Ruth? Oh, yes. And Charles Boyer? Oh, of course. And Ronald Coleman? Oh, of course. And the Wicked Witch? Of course. They're all true to themselves. Drac, are you true to yourself? Come closer. I want to be your friend. I want to hold your hand. Of course, I'm true to myself. Come closer. I want to take a little bite. Dracula and friends. Thank you for joining.